Guys, welcome along to our Rumble TV. It's Monday night, meaning we've got the Sportscar Pro AM round 2 coming to you tonight from the Aragon circuit in Spain. Currently the boys TCRs are down, just commenced their 10-minute qualifying session, so we'll jump down to the track shortly and see who's setting the pace. Head down. Darren Linus. The boys are out on their warm-up lap at the stage. Like anyone has set any times as yet. Our SDK to load up. Waiting. It's SD program. It's a great program, but it takes a bit to get it working. Then another reload. See if we can get something happening this time around. Go, look at that. Eventually, persevere long enough, it will happen. So currently at the Paul Ridley is on top, qualifying at the moment with a 2-minute 2 lap time. Ben Singer at 2.5 tenths further back, and then it's David Milne. Down in our AM class, it's Dave Gogol and Ash Stacey are the only two boys to set a time at this stage. Ray Harrison now jumps to the top. Yeah, AM class, 2:03. Driver currently it's out of there. That up. Still getting used to the fact we've got so many competitors, a lot of new guys this season, so it'll take us a week or two to get it right. Get there eventually. Hopefully that right now. So going through the names to make sure I've got everyone covered. Scotty Baker's joined the chat. Currently off overseas. Shout out to the rest of his Southern Cross Racing Team boys. Wishing them luck. Enjoy your holiday, Scotty. Oh, Keithy Logan's got no internet. Wow. That kind of sucks, Keithy. And we are in Adelaide, and we all know what Adelaide internet is like. So, fully understand that. There we go, that's better. Wow. So if we look at the times, one of our new boys, Robert McGrath, is currently at top. Maybe, I think Robert might actually be in the wrong car. He's not in the wrong car, he's in the right car, but I think he's actually managed to get out, sneak out on track in the one of the GT4s. That might be what's happening there. So Keithy says second-rate internet. I'm with you there, mate. You're all the way. They tell us we have to have the NBN, but it would be nice if it actually worked. All right, the boys are just about to finish their qualifying session. So it is actually Ben Singer on top in the TCR Pro class from Kyle Ridley, about 5/10 further back. David Milne in third, then it's Dean Logsdale, Darren Linus, and John Thorne. And our TCR AM class, it's Ray Harrison from Dave Gogol, Ash Stacey, and Campbell Hutton. Saw Glenn Hill name come up, but obviously get a chance to set a lap. Glenn is there, but yeah, didn't get a chance to set a lap. So the GT4 boys will be heading out on track now for their 10-minute qualifying period as the TCR boys finish their current laps. TCR boys heading out now. Out lap. Oh, sorry, GT4 boys. Keithy, if you've got Discord, mate, you can always jump in and chat on the broadcast if you want to. Scooter says, have a good call. I will do my best, Scooter. I will always try and do my best. Still coming to terms with so many cars, but give it a red hot crack. As I said earlier, we're at the Aragon circuit, Spain. We're actually running the MotoGP circuit tonight, the one that MotoGP boys themselves raced only a couple of weeks back. It's better known as the Marc Marquez circuit. Those that follow MotoGP will know that he did the double here a couple of weeks back, won the sprint race and main race. tonight we're doing something a little bit different in regards to the starts as well. We're actually going to be using rolling starts and setting up a little bit of a gap between the GT4s and the TCRs in the hope that everyone can get away safely. But someone in the background has had a spin. Waiting for some times to come up. But, Henry Benson is the quickest. Oh, no, they're all going purple. So Henry's got purple in Sector 1 and Sector 2. Paul Pittam has actually got purple in both sectors as well. So, interesting. Getting nearly identical sector times. See which one of those two gets the chocolates. Ben Singer says, where did that lap come from? What lap, Ben? Are you talking about your pole position lap? Ben said a time of a 2:02.2 to put himself on pole for the as we see Glenn Boyd. Who's it there? But reset and go again. Meanwhile, Henry Fenson has jumped to the top, 57.5. Paul Pittam is currently at the top in the GT AM class. Ben says that's half a second quicker than anything he has done before. So that's it's good to hear, Ben. You you might be in for a good night tonight. Got a fairly strong field in TCR Pro and AM for that matter. Very close lap times there. Check out our new boy, Robert McGrath, and Ned's Beamer. I think has Robert set a time yet? He's currently third in AM class. Very close times in AM, GT4 AM class at this stage. So Jack Boyd now jumps to the top, the GT Pro class. Chris Blanchard, currently fifth AM class. About over 3 minutes of qualifying left. Like a few of the boys have actually jumped back to the pits and grabbed another set of tyres. Tony Roffey Porsche, I think he's just come out of the pits. Tony is factory set a time yet. Crosses the line. He had a couple of off tracks. Bring up the class. Andrew Cash has now just jumped to the top of the leaderboard in GT4 AM class on 58.1. Oh, Lachlan Capples jumped up to third now in pro class, the 157.548. About 1.5 minutes of qualifying left to go. Like anyone's going any quicker. Jack Boyd set a personal best in Sector 1, but hasn't been able to improve through Sector 2. Well, Tony Roffey now sets a time up for 7th. At 1.2 seconds back our pole sitter at this stage. Henry Fenson's just set a purple third sector. Sure whether that will be enough to inch the pole away from Jack. Well, Lachlan Capel sets a purple sector as qualifying now comes to an end. We are gridding up very shortly for our race 1, 30-minute race. If we can get a grid up. So, as we can see, we've got Jack Boyd off of pole. Henry Fenson out of 2, Lachlan Capel out of 3, then it's Moz Moroz, Tom Wilkinson, first of our group, our AM boys, Andrew Cash in 6th, then Craig Miller, Paul Pittam, Joshua Woolley, Robert McGrath, then it's Chris Blanchard, Stephen Barker. We go over the page, Tony Roffey, Matthew Alexander, Damien Seeger, Wayne Losh, Shane Roffey, and it's Adam Hughes, Matt McMillan, Lucas Baker, Nick Clydesdale, Tony S, Matthew Kefford, Jim Mee, and it's Cameron Ward, Kai Misson, our new boys joining us this week. Then down into the TCR class, it's Ben Singer off of pole, then Michael Polly, Kyle Ridley, David Milne, Dean Logsdale, and it's Ray Harrison, Darren Linus, Andrew Roberts, John Thorne, Dave Gogol. Then it's Ash Stacey, Campbell Hutton, Glenn Boyd, who obviously didn't get to set a time, and Phil Paradiso will be moving forward, I would imagine, to get onto the back of the GT4s. And Glenn Hill rounds out our 41 car field for round 2 tonight. The boys get underway on their rolling start. hopefully all going well. Everyone gets away to a clean start tonight. Up our weather. Keep an eye on the weather tonight. The track temperature should be rising. Currently 23 degrees, so it's a decent temp for the start of the race. Making their way around. I think the TCR boys will look to leave a bit of a gap. Jump back to Ben Singer, who is leading the TCR boys around at the moment. Looks like Phil and Glenn have made their way up to the back of the GT4s, which is good. Across everybody takes their time and gets through turn one safely. See, it's clear skies. The sun's reflecting off of some of these liveries. Head down the long back straight field of GT4s tonight. Round 30 of 9 4s make their way down towards the final turn. Safety car will peel off shortly. Like it's fairly tightly bunched, which is good. Drivers have been instructed to stay within 2 car lengths of each other. Safety car is now off. Should be getting underway very, very shortly. Green flag up. And they're away and racing. Already into turn one. But there must be Lachlan Capel that made his way through. Head back and have a look at the TCR boys. Looks like they've all made it through as well. Kyle Ridley is putting some pressure 3 wide. Make it through safely. It's a 30-minute race. Not going to win it on lap 1. Can certainly bin it. So far, it looks like everybody has made it through safely as Lachlan Capel now goes to the front in the Merc. It's telling us that Henry Fenson went off track, so I don't know what that was all about. Let's have a look and see if we can pick up what's happened to Henry. Oh, it's the new Beamer, cold tyres. Looped it. Not the sort of start that Henry would have been looking for. As Jack Boyd's now jumped to the lead. Like Lachlan's coming under a bit of pressure there from Oz down the long straight. Oz has got the inside run into the corner. Going to be a drag race now to turn one. Looks like Lachlan Cappel's managed to hold on to that. Jump on board with Moz. Runs it a little bit wide through there. Like Tom Wilkinson is in behind Oz at this stage. Up into fourth spot. Big G's in the house. How are you, G? Graham Ellis has joined us on the broadcast. Good to have you back, G. Well, the boys run it a little bit wide. Still waiting for these tyres to come up to temp. Jack's broken away a little bit at the front. We've got a crasher further back in the field. Looks like Nick Clydesdale. Sure what's happened to... yeah, we might sneak a look and see if we can... Oh, he's just lost that on his own. Well, got another crasher. It's Tony S. That's around the back of the circuit. He's overcooked it. We're on lap 3 now of... I don't think we're going to get 25 laps in somehow, but 30-minute race, about 4.5 minutes in. Go back and have a look at the TCR boys. It looks like Ridley now has jumped to the front. He's 1.3 seconds up the road from Michael Polly. Ben Singer back into third. Then it's Dean Logsdale, Darren Liners, John Thorne and David Mill. Like it's quite busy back here. They run too wide. Oh, that was Thorny getting a little bit out of shape. Down through the hairpin. Moved John up into fifth now in the R class. Meanwhile, back up the front, Jack still maintaining that over half a second gap back to Lachlan Cappel. Oz still in third. Tom Wilkinson now fourth. Then Craig Miller, Loshy, Damo. Two Roffey boys are they're currently 13th and 14th. Eighth and 9th in class. Shane's got bragging rights at the moment. back in our AM class. Paul Pittam coming under pressure there from that's Craig Miller in behind Paul at the moment, and Joshua Woolley is second in the GT4 AM class at this stage. Robert McGrath. Followed by Chris Manchard. Still fairly tightly packed field. They're on lap 4. Track temperature still at 23 degrees, so certainly won't be having too much impact on the tyres just yet. From all reports, the new BMW is fairly hard on its tyres, so it'll be interesting to see how the boys go as we've got guys peeling off to their pit stop now, getting it done early, getting out of the traffic, looking for a bit of an undercut later in the race. Really tight little battle here. Chris Blanchard, Robert McGrath, Joshua Woolley just ahead. Adam Hughes currently down in 15th, up 3 spots from his starting position. In behind him is Matt McMillan, also up 3 spots. Then we've got Matthew Kefford, who has jumped up 6 spots. Good battle here between the Porsche and the McLaren. Jump on board with Matthew. McLaren. Like fairly evenly even on their top end speeds, most of these cars. Doesn't look like there's a lot of tow effect to be gained. They wind their way back up the hill. Oh, got a car off to the side there. That looks like that's Loshi that had an off. So what's happened here? Tried to get up the inside and really paid off. Not sure who it was that he was battling with there at that stage, but obviously just not enough grip to get that job done. Let's back up the front. The 3 guys at the front have now broken away about 3 seconds back to Tom Wilkinson in 4th, but these 3 guys are within a second of each other, so trying to make it interesting. Glenn Boyd has now pitted. But he's fuel stop out of the way. Like he's the first down in 10th at this stage. I wonder if there is any benefit in the undercut. Front three boys continue on. Like Craig Miller has now jumped into the pits as well. Matt McMillan also into the pits. Yeah, head back to our battle in the GT4 AM class. That's Paul Pittam still leading, just under a second ahead of Joshua Woolley and Robert McGrath at this stage. It's Blanchard back in 4th, then it's Adam Hughes, Matthew Kefford, who we were riding with just a while ago, then it's Jim Mead, and Andrew Roberts, Phil Paradiso, Stephen Barker. It looks like we've had quite a few that have probably pitted, I would say. Yeah, Michael Polly has managed to close down the gap on Kyle Ridley as well. They've got about 8.5 seconds ahead of Dean back in 3rd at this stage, so they've certainly got the hammer down. That looks like Andrew Roberts coming up behind boys in the GT4 McLaren. It's really putting the pressure on on the back of Kyle. Got a bit of a run. Kyle makes his way back. Mick decides to pit. Oh, like Moz has gone to the front in Jack has pitted. Lachlan Capel stayed out. This is so Lachlan Capel's now gone to the front. Amo has moved up into second, albeit 15.5 seconds further back, as the front boys have now all pitted. So looks like Moz has actually jumped Jack Boyd in the pits. Sure how that's happened. We can see there's a bit of a gap there. Jack's got a bit of a job to do now. Wonder if the Beamer has had a few more tweaks with the fuel intake. Have to do some checking after the race, but in the meantime, it looks like Jack's got a bit of a task getting down Moz. As we've got the other boys into the pits now on lap 9. So Lachlan Capel has come out in front. Wow. So it looks like the overcut works better than the undercut. That's now Lachlan Capel 1.8 seconds, 1.5 seconds up the road from Oz, with Jack Boyd further 1.2 further back. Tom Wilkinson still holds down fourth. Damo is up to fifth. Shane Roffey in sixth. Then Craig Miller. Glenn Boyd has done a great job to get himself up to eighth. Then it's Henry Fenson, Tony Roffey. That's the top 10. And in the GT4 AM class, it's Paul Pittam now. Still in holding around about a 1 second lead over Robert McGrath. Chris Blanchard has made his way up into third after the pit stops. Kyle Ridley, in the meantime, has got around just over a 2 second lead on Mick Polly now, back in TCR Pro, with Ben Singer in third. Dean Logsdale dropped down to fourth. Darren Linus. Down in TCR AM, it's Ray Harrison over Dave Gogol and Ash Stacey. Glenn Hill just exiting the pits now. This is Kai Eason, another one of our new boys. It's just recently joined the league. Kai finds himself down in 34th at the moment, down 8 spots from where he started. We head back up the front. Lachlan managed to stabilise that gap at around about 1.2 seconds. Similar sort of gap back to Jack from Moz. Meanwhile, looks like Craig Miller and hunting down Shane Roffey. A couple of the big Mercs battling it out. That's just ahead of them. Stephen Barker and Josh Woolley. A couple of the pro class boys coming up on a couple of the AM boys. Not sure what's happened to Andrew Cash this race. He played well, but seen much of him. It's down 13 spots, down in 19th, battling with Matt McMillan just ahead of him. Sure what happened to Cashy. Long way down from where he qualified. Matt gets 2 wheels off the ground there. These curbs are quite violent if take too much of them. Meanwhile, it looks like Jack Boyd, let's close that gap right up on Moz now as we hit the over the 20-minute mark. Looks like Damo is actually our biggest mover. He's up 9 spots from his starting position, so done quite well. Oh, just getting some text messages. Well, the admins have noticed a couple of little discrepancies in the classes, but we'll run with what's on the broadcast for the time being. The official driver classifications will come out at the completion of tonight's round. Once the boys have completed 2 rounds, and some of the new guys, we've had a chance to see where they land. We can then set our driver classes. What's happened? Lost one of the drivers following has thrown our cameras into a wobbly. That's okay. We'll pick up on Tom Wilkinson, still down in 4th spot. With a lonely drive for Tom now. He's got about 5.5 seconds back to Damo and 13 seconds up the road as Jack Boyd looks to get the move done on Oz. Jack's decided to put the hammer down. If he can catch up to Lachlan before the end of the race. Lachlan's now 2.6 seconds up the road, so Jack's got a bit of work to do. Come up on the back of Glenn Hill in the TCR. Glenn will stay on the inside, which he does, lets the boys through. Jack hunt down Auckland before. What have we got? We've got around about 6 minutes to go. So there's probably going to be another 3 laps, maybe 4.
Right.
But something's happened to Mac McMillan further back here. Sure who that was involved in that. It's Ray Harrison. That looks like John Thorne. Oh. Ray, a long way off track. Like there's any damage, so he should be able to continue on. Meanwhile, Jack hasn't really made a lot of inroads. Oz has dropped off the back, but Jack hasn't really been able to make many inroads into Lachlan's lead at this stage. It's still just over 2 seconds as we tick over the 25.5 minute mark. About 4.5 minutes to go. Like there's a couple more tyres might be starting to a bit of an effect. Ash Stacey's just a little bit wide. Oh, nearly caught it. That was quite a spectacular drift. Ash will be able to continue on. As Jack's now closed that down, there's a bit of that traffic coming into play. Now down to 1.4 seconds. Will Jack be able to clear this traffic without being held up too much? Moves to the inside. That's Ray Harrison just giving him plenty of room. I've got a bit of a battle going on further back in the field. Looks like this is Glenn Boyd. But Craig Miller just ahead of him, and Henry Fenson. And now up into 8th Pro class. Got Stephen Barker just ahead, who is one of the AM boys. Jack's setting the fastest lap times in his bid, down to 1.2 up the front as we just watch this battle. Then that's white flag. So Lachlan's run it very wide through that part of the track. Of course, the thing to remember is that doesn't really matter where you finish if you've got the more off tracks and incidents that you pick up during a race, the more penalties you get in the overall championship. So you've got to find a balance of finishing as high as you can, but without exceeding or collecting too many incident points along the way. Down under a second now. Jack is doing what Jack does. He's stalking Lachlan all the way to the line. Slower traffic ahead, but I don't think that's going to impact these boys. They're about to cross the line. And it will be Lachlan Apple that grabs the win. While back in Group B, going to be Paul Pittam grabbing a win off of from Robert McGrath. Looks like Stephen Baker's going to come home third for the GT Pros. Yeah, duck back and find our TCR boys, and the battle is still raging. It's right up behind. This is going to be some sort of finish. Kyle moves across to protect that inside line. Mick stays there. They come down to the final turn. Mick's going to look to get up the inside. Kyle moves across. This is some fantastic racing in the TCRs. And it's going to be Kyle that grabs the win from Mick Polly. Like Dave Gogol be our winner in TCR AM. We'll have some official results up very shortly while the boys are having their warm-up session before race 2 gets underway. Dave Gogol crosses the line now to take out the AM win. Head back shortly for our second race. welcome back. We're just about to get underway with race 2, our feature race tonight. Boys will be gridding up shortly. Have a quick look at the grid. This is how they finished in race 1. So it'll be Lachlan Capel off of pole. Jack Boyd will be out of 2. Then it'll be Moz Moroz, Tom Wilkinson, Paul Pittham, Damien Seeger, Robert McGrath, followed by Henry Fenson, Craig Miller, Stephen Barker, Glenn Boyd, Wayne Losh. It'll be Shane Roffey, Joshua Woolley, Tony Roffey, Chris Blanchard, Andrew Cash, Jim Mee, Lucas Baker, Matthew Kefford, Adam Hughes, Kyle Ridley, Michael Polly, Matt McMillan. Then it'll be Tony S., Ben Singer, Nick Clydesdale, Kai Misson, Cameron Ward, Phil Paradiso, Dean Logsdale, Matt Alexander, John Thorne, Matt Alexander, Dave Gogol, Ray Harrison. Flip over the last page. Andrew Roberts, Ash Stacey, Campbell Hutton, Glenn Hill, and David Milne. Of course, the boys should get themselves sorted out, and we'll move the GT4 boys up to the rear of the grid for the start of race 2, just so the TCR boys have got a clear run at it. Their formation lap at the moment. Time it'll be Lachlan Capel out of 1. Jack Boyd on the front row again. Tom Wilkinson and Moz Moroz out of off row 2. And Damo and Henry should be out of off of row 3. It'll be Kyle Ridley and Mick Polly starting off the front in the TCR class. We saw the finish those boys put on the last race. This should be a cracker for race 2. Check out our weather conditions. Track temps up slightly, 26 degrees. It's late afternoon, Aragon. Temperature should start to an ambient temperature of 20 degrees, so the track temperature should start to cool off this race as well. Have a look at CR boys. Reasonable gap. The GT4 guys, so hopefully if there's any incidents as the GT4 boys now head down the long back straight, the TCR guys are just making their way through the chicane in the straight. Just see the TCR boys in the background making their way onto the straight now, so reasonable gap. Get ready to go green. It's going to make their way through the final turn now. Safety car will peel off. Like everyone is tightly bunched. Set to go. Lights are on. Green flag's waving. Like everyone's got away really well. Got a couple of guys looking to try and make a move in the background. As the TCR boys get underway, Kyle has streaked away. Kyle's got a really good jump. We've got one of the GT4 boys is Mac Effort. So what's happened here? We've got guys trying to squeeze up the inside. Oh, might have had a bit of a helping hand there, Matt. Managed to keep it off the wall. So meanwhile, looks like we've had a coming together further into the lap. That's Cameron Ward that's spun there. Oh, and it's another one a bit further around. Matt McMillan and not sure who that the other car was involved there. See if we can have who that might have been. Might have been Cameron Ward, actually, involved in that skirmish. Meanwhile, back up the front, Jack Boyd has jumped to the lead to set the quickest time. Like Jack's trying to break away from the field. Lachlan Apple holds down that second. Moz currently third, but Tom Wilkinson at fourth position. Henry Fenson's made his way up to seventh at the start of this race. Like he's managed to make it through lap one this time. It's good to see Henry. Baker has given us a wave, a break between races. Lucas is out on track. David Milne says, interesting race. Not sure what that means, but hopefully Milne survived race one. As Henry flirts with those curbs, manages to, Damo gets a little bit squirrely out onto the back straight. That might give Henry the run. The three BMWs line astern. Damo looks up the inside on Pitton, and Henry goes to the inside. Like Damo's going to fight back on the inside. They head up the hill. Henry's managed to get that job done. While Mick Polly has set the fastest time in the TCR, the Pro class. Tries to bridge that gap back to Kyle. Henry's got a bit of a run on. Or was a break for the. Oh, Henry's going to run it slightly wide. Manages to hold the inside line. Gets the move done. Like Glenn Boyd's joined in the party. See the front runners now. Jack's got a small gap over Lachlan Capel, still up the front. If these boys can bridge that gap up to Tom Wilkinson, it's about 2.5 seconds as they commence lap 4, and Osmoroz sets the quickest lap time. A 1:57.5. A couple of tenths quicker than Jack in the Aston. Oh, Bidham's run it very wide there. Just gone in way too deep. Oh, Chris Blanchard is currently second in the AM class, tucked in behind Shane Roffey, another pro runners. Joshy's on a recovery mission. Currently up in 10th spot, up 2 spots after his mishap in race 1. Backing down. Oh, we've got a spinner. Who that? Not sure who that was. Paul Pittham. God, he's got it all out of shape. Way too much curb. It's unsettled the car and to turn him around. That puts Chris Blanchard at the top of the AM class now. Got Joshua Woolley company. There's Josh in the big Merc. Tony S is having a better run this time around in the Porsche. He's currently 3rd in the AM class. Like Andrew Cash's night has gone from bad to worse. He's also had a an off somewhere. Run off track. Sure where that was. See if we can see what happened to Cashy. Oh, he's lost it all on his own. Oh, it's come back on the track. Oh, this car's everywhere. Doing the right thing and great job there of avoiding everyone else. We head back up the front, and it's Jack Boyd coming under pressure now from Lachlan. The front three are nose to tail on lap 6. She's jumped into the pits now. She had a pit lane time of 43 seconds, which is actually their quickest time so far for all of those that have pitted. Stationary time of 16.6 seconds. Well, back in our TCR class, it's still Ridley just ahead of Michael Polly. It's Ben Singer. It's David Logsdale. Sorry, Dean Logsdale. Sorry, Dino. Got you confused with your old man there. He moves aside and lets Loshy through. Dino suddenly aged. Trying to get a little bit of a tow assistance from off the back of Loshy, who helped drag him up to the back of Ben, just ahead of him there. Meanwhile, in our TCR AM class, it's Ray Harrison currently leading from Dave Gogol and Ash Stacey. There's Dave just coming onto the pit straight now. This is Glenn Hill, one of our other TCR AM boys. Up a position as Ash Stacey's now into the pits. Okay, Darren Linus may have started from pit lane this race. Not sure what happened there. We head back to the front, and Lachlan has now jumped to the lead, but he's run it very wide. He's gone in very deep into that final turn. Jack heads to the pits. Going to be an interesting strategy. Jack's obviously looking for the undercut this time around as Moz and Lachlan continue on. Looks like majority of the boys have pitted this lap. Damo stayed out. He's moved up into third. Shane Roffey has also stayed out. Joshua Woolley stayed out. He's now gone to the front of GT4 AM class. Wait for the Lachlan's back out on track. Moz has come out in second. What's happened to Jack Boyd? Jack had a pit lane time of 41.2. So what's happened there to... of course, these boys haven't pitted. So Jack is the first. Apologies for that. I was getting some mixed data from SDK. It was telling me that both Lachlan and Moz had pitted, but in fact they haven't. So be interesting to see if they pit this time around. Well, that's Damo back in third. He's about 10 seconds off the front two runners at the moment. As both Lachlan and Moz now pit. I would imagine that Damo is about to do the same. Does. Puts Shane in the lead, but he is also pitting, as is Joshua. So our actual leader at the moment then is depending on when the boys come out of the pits. Jack crosses the line. The boys are both out, but only just up the road from Jack, so they pitted on different laps, but it looks like it's just compressed the field. Moz has actually jumped to the lead now, though. Looks like Tom Wilkinson's managed to hold on to that fourth, with Damo obviously closed that gap quite considerably. Glenn Boyd is about 3.5 seconds further back, followed by Loshi. Meanwhile, Mick Polly has just completed his pit stop. Doesn't look like Kyle has as yet. Kyle will probably need to pit this time around, I would imagine. Kyle makes his way up the hill. A gaggle of angry GT4 cars behind him. Looks like that's Chris Blanchard behind. Oh, closes up under brakes. They head down the straight. Is Kyle going to move aside? No, he's going to hold his line, which is fine. Boys are all just trying to get a bit of a toe off of him. Kyle stays as wide as he can, but he's going to need to get into the pits. Oh, this is going to be awkward. Kyle backs out of it. Oh, there was a bit of clever driving there. Kyle, that could have been very messy. Oh, meanwhile, back at the front, Moz has run it wide. Let's open the door for Lachlan. Battle at the front rages on. Jack's looking to try and get the move done down through the hairpin. Looks like he's got that done now. We're just about nearly at the 20-minute mark. Probably another 5 laps. Oh, Smoss gets it very sideways out of through that left-hander. Pushing, and the track temp is slowly going up. Traffic ahead. Or in the background, we can see Tom Wilkinson has managed to get a bit of a gap now on Damo. Oh, this is Stephen Barker and Tony S. Getting a gentle nudge. Manages to hold on to that spot. Make their way onto the front straight. Battle for AM class is really holding. Oh, just tried to get up the inside there. Door closed. Let's escape back to the pits. It now puts Chris Blanchard in control of our AM class. He's got about an 8-second lead now over Paul Pittam. Currently second spot. Well, it's Lucas Baker in that instant. Hunted down by Tony S. And he's got Andrew Cash behind him. Less than a second behind. Back up the front. Still Lachlan Apple narrowly over Jack Boyd. Moz still holding down that third spot. Still about 10 seconds further back to Tom Wilkinson. Just ahead of Damo, and it's Glenn Boyd, Loshi, Shane Roffey, Craig Miller and Tony Roffey, and at your top 10 in the pro class. Chris Blanchard over Paul Pittam, Stephen Barker, Lucas Baker, who we're just looking at, Tony S and Andrew Cash. like fields will spread out. This time in this race, apart from our 3 leaders. Jack closes right up on the back of Lachlan. They make their way back out onto the straight. Jack moves to the inside. Putting immense pressure onto the back of Lachlan and make their way back up the hill. Lachlan's run it slightly wide through there. Shouldn't compromise him too much. They've got slower traffic ahead. Who that is. It looks like it might be Ash Stacey in the TCR. Should be able to clear Ash fairly quickly. Ash moves to the side to let boys some racing room. Very difficult to pass through this section of the track, but if you can get a good run onto the back straight, may be able to get the move done into that final turn. Jack closes right up on the back again. Know that he's close enough this time around. Really needs to be right up underneath the rear wing. Very little toe advantage in the GT4s. Probably got one or two laps. No, the white flag is out, so it's all or nothing for Jack now. And Lachlan hold on for the double, or will Jack manage to get the job done on this last lap? Again, they've got some slower traffic TCR boys ahead. Going to be an awkward part of the track that they meet up with these boys. Slightly compromised through that corner. The amount of curb. Oh, they close right up on the back of the TCR boys. One of them's jumped out of the way. Dave Gogol's the other one. He's also moved to the side as Jack squeezes his way through. Oh, Jack's run it wide. That'll be an off track. Jack's looking for a better run. I think he's got a better run this time. Lachlan's gone defensive. And Jack, get up. Lachlan's gone defensive again. Jack still moves to the inside. Oh! I think that might be enough. I reckon that's that will be enough for Lachlan to grab the win. Moz will get home in third. Chris Blanchard, meanwhile, like he's going to grab the win in the GT4 AM class. He comes to the line now. It's the checkered flag. And it should be Kyle Ridley. A slightly more comfortable margin this time around over Mick Polly. Around about a second lead over Mick as they head down the back straight for the final time. Managed to close that gap ever so slightly, but the 2 from 2 for Kyle, and like Ray Harrison will grab the win in TCR AM. It's a good comeback for Ray after the disappointment of race 1. Good effort from Ray there. Ray crosses the line now. We'll have some official results up very, very shortly. We'll head over, have some driver interviews. Got a cast of thousands lined up. A few of the boys in, and right, I think got Kyle Ridley with us. Kyle, you managed 2 from 2 tonight.
Yeah, it was the double header. Well, 2 wins. It was pretty. It wasn't done easily, of course. I had Marco Poli breathing down my neck for the duration of both races, but I held him off. Had a good race with him, in all honesty, and yeah, nailed my pit stops and was able to just hold out and get a double win. I think it's my first one in one of these, and I don't win all too often, so get a double was pretty sweet. Enjoyed it.
So, the race 1 was a cracker. I thought Mick might have had a chance there into that final turn, but managed to hold him off. So no, that's very well done.
Yeah, I pretty much deployed all defensive techniques I know, like just slow it down on the apex, focus on the exits, and it worked. It worked well, and I was able to not crack under the pressure he was asserting. So yeah, like I said, 2 wins, pretty happy, can't complain.
Yep, no, great effort. As I said, the TCR, you and well, actually all the TCR field tonight put on a really good battle. So well done to all of you. And GT4s, we've got Moz. Couple of third places, Moz.
Yeah, man. Just starting the big double toe. And it was the whole time. I mean, I had a few goes, but they treated me like I was a ghost card because of my lack of skill. But so I decided to get back in my place.
So how was the Beamer tonight on tyres?
Yeah. Look, the last 3 laps, it was sketchy. The first lap and the last 3 laps, it's very sketchy. But like between lap 3 and 6, it's a bit of a machine. Straight line speed, pretty even with the other cars. But yeah, look, if you toast the tyres, then you're in trouble with the Beamer. But otherwise, it's all right. Yeah, I mean, I think Fenton found out lap 1, race 1.
Yeah,
not to touch the
not to go too hard too early. And
Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah.
Lachlan Capel managed to get the double tonight.
Yeah, just from prior knowledge, this track I've always been pretty quick at it, but don't think it was the Mercedes track per se. I definitely think the Aston had a bit more legs than me, which definitely made trying to defend a little bit more difficult. But props to Jack for being all fair with that. Pretty much main goal was just to try and check him up in the corners, so he couldn't get a good exit. But yeah, walked away pretty well. Had the undercut and overcut in race 1, and then someone decided to copy my strategy, and it didn't pan out too well. But genuinely thought Moz there would had underfueled because 37.1 pit lane transit time looked way too short to make it. But obviously he did make it and quite close to us too. So quite impressive by that. Yeah, it was good battling. I managed to just get ahead of him. And then, yeah, just trying to hold off Boyd for pretty much most of the race.
Yeah, it helps when you've got the toe. You can lay off earlier every time.
Yeah, a little bit more with the toe. I think I couldn't necessarily. It was very, very close with me in the draft versus the Aston. I think they were very, very balanced. Just the Aston, I think, had a little bit more around this track, but it is known that, as I said before, it is known that this track is a Aston track. I think the Merc's been, ever since I used to drive it when it was OP, it's no longer OP anymore, so I'm just trying to hold on for dear life. But lap 1 in this car is definitely not very fun. Cold tires are terrible, but managed to save it from there and then get back up to where I was. So yeah, it ended up being quite a good race, and it was good battling up the front with Jack and Moz.
All right. Who else have we got? Tom Wilkinson managed to grab a couple of fourths tonight in GT Pro. Tom?
The thing said I was an AM this week, I think.
Oh, yeah.
On the back of my shocking showing at Fuji.
Yeah, I've sort of disregarded. As I said, we'll have the official points out. Hopefully tomorrow, once I've had a chance to go through it. I think it showed up still as pro on the broadcast, but either way, still a good night's racing though. I said
yeah,
pretty.
This is, as I was saying to Damien before, this is my only car track combo that I drive. It's the only place that I'm fast. Capel can attest to that. So I was happy that you picked this layout, because it's the only thing I'm quick at. Like next week I'll be back down in like P20. So
look, everyone has their favourite tracks. I suppose it just gets down to driving style and what suits the individual. But as I said, pretty solid effort tonight. So congratulations on that.
thank you.
Who else have we got in? John Thorne.
Yeah, sensational night tonight, Greg. I really enjoyed the racing and enjoyed this track. I've never driven the layout before, but yeah, definitely a lot of hard work on a front wheel drive car. That's for sure.
The track temps probably well, they weren't too bad tonight though. They didn't get as
skyrocket.
Didn't get as high as what I thought they might. So it was probably a bit lucky for some of you boys. And Andrew Cash. Yes.
Well, hey mate. Sorry, I just popped along to listen, to be honest. But
that's all right. You had a bit of a stinker tonight.
And I was so mad at myself because like last night I was quite fast. I ran right at the front with the pros, and just did it myself twice, both races. Yeah,
it can happen. That's just the joys of racing. You can come out and practice all as much as you like, but when it all comes down to it on the night, if things start to go wrong, they normally spiral fairly quickly. So
oh yes, they definitely did, but it was still a good fun night. You know, clawed my way back to a couple of, I think, 5th and 6th or something in the AM, so it's not terrible.
And Damo, you with us?
I am. I'm here.
Anything to report?
No, I think it was a pretty good night. It is challenging having so many people on track, mix of different car classes and different classes altogether. It's a pretty big challenge, but I think all in all, everybody was reasonably respectful. I didn't see any major issues out there, but overall it was pretty good race. And Tom, man, I'll hold you to 20th next week, mate. We'll see how you go, because tonight you had some pace. I couldn't catch you at all. So 20 next week it is.
Yeah, it probably will be.
All right, let's do some shout outs. We'll start with Kyle. Anyone you want to send a shout out to, Kyle?
Yeah, of course. I want to thank yourself and Abboting for putting it together as always. I want to thank the drivers. Today was fun. I didn't have any incidents, so I'm sure I didn't see too many either, so maybe you guys might be too busy, but just want to thank for all the work you guys do and just everyone who's watching and had a good time. Cheers.
No worries. And might as well go. John, you want to shout out to anyone?
Yeah, I'd like to thank yourself, Greg, and the admin team. Rolling starts are definitely something different, and I probably think a little bit better. But look, at the end of the day, no, it was really good racing, and I'd like to thank the boss, Keith, and Scooter on holidays again at Southern Cross Racing.
No worries. And we'll work our way up. Cashy, anyone you want to shout out to?
Just you for organising it, and obviously all the guys behind the scenes that run it all. So it's definitely enjoyable.
No worries. And we'll skip Moz for now. Tom,
Worthless you are, man.
Standard.
Tom, anyone you want to send a shout out to?
Just the admin team, and then my newly reformed team, because we've kind of combined the two teams, Orbit and Drop Bear, so bit of a new venture. But it's working well, so.
No worries. And Lachlan.
Yeah, shout out to obviously you guys for putting it on. Again, the top three of Jack and Moz for racing so clean. It was actually a really, really close battle for most of that race, and my team, Evolution Racing Team.
No worries. And Moz, anyone?
Yeah, just the usuals, your KP Tech, Palmers, and yourself putting on the broadcast. Always a good watch with a few scotches.
And we've got Adam Hughes has joined us. Adam, welcome aboard.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good. How'd you find the racing tonight?
It was good. Learning exercise for me. I think I'm doing the pit stops wrong. I think I'm going for the full hog, and I think other people are only putting fuel in or whatever. But yeah, I think that's what cost me a lot tonight. But I was way off the pace, but I think my fuel, I was doing full tires, full fuel, full everything, and I think I was just stuffing it up. So because I was just noticing I'm losing so much in the pit lane. So but you know.
It's a
another
learning,
race.
yeah, learning curve.
Process.
Next practice, Adam, we'll just let us know if you're in, and we'll run through it, man. We'll go through the do's and don'ts, and hopefully get on top of it.
I think the first race, I didn't put tyres on. I just did fuel in Fuji, but I don't know this track very well, so it was definitely a learning exercise for me tonight. And yeah, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's great racing as always with you guys. Yeah, it's good.
No worries. Anything you want to close off with, Damo?
No, just big track, big field, great turnouts. I think we're doing pretty well as a league, and I think it's showing. The rolling starts are probably got to be just cleaned up a little bit, but look, we've got to look at it like this. There's a lot of new guys that have joined the league that are probably still learning those aspects of the rolling starts. Once we get down that pat, I should say, I reckon within the next couple of races we'll be good. So good night overall, and just thanks to everybody. Appreciate it.
No worries. All right. Before we close off, we'll just remind everybody that this Wednesday night we have our second league kicking off. We'll be racing the Porsche 911 Cup car, which is a legacy car on iRacing. So if any of you guys out there listening want to jump in and have a run on a Wednesday night, that'll be kicking off at 6:30 this Wednesday night. It will be broadcast. So hopefully we'll catch you all again then. But until then, stay safe, and we'll see you all either Wednesday night or next Monday night. Thanks, guys.